So I think maybe Crayton, if you could talk a little bit more about how you can, measure that. How do we measure success when we're a nonprofit or a social enterprise that we're trying to get a message across, and we know that even not sending a message is sending a message, right? So how do we measure effectiveness?
Sure. Despite everything I said earlier about the natural advantages that nonprofits have in storytelling, the obvious disadvantage is that there are so many of them, there are so many important causes, and so many social issues that are plaguing our community, our state, and our country, right? There is a lot of noise. So how do you stand out? And I think the organizations, the nonprofits in particular, and to some degree, the for-profits that have corporate social responsibility initiatives are developing thought leadership portfolios. And so, it's not a foregone conclusion that if you're the executive director of a for-profit 501c3 or you're the CEO of a nonprofit organization, that you are considered by the media to be the expert, the source, the go-to organization or person. And so you really have to develop that profile, and really you have to develop it through all the different venues that we've been talking about. Some folks like to do podcasting. Some are writing blogs, but most CEOs are pushing back and saying, I don't have time to do that. How do I get all that done? But in some way, shape, or form, even if you don't necessarily at the beginning have a lot of listeners or a lot of viewers, from a search engine optimization perspective, if your organization or its leader is putting out content, establishing yourself as an expert in a certain public policy arena or issue, and making yourself available to reporters and those who are interested and donors when the time is right. Again, even from a search engine optimization perspective, that content ends up making a difference. So I had one client recently who really pushed back. They said, we don't want to do a podcast. We don't want to do a video podcast because our CEO doesn't have a lot of followers right now. And we're like, no, wait a minute. If you have to build the content first in order to get the followers, and understand then it's still a long game.